Today's episode of Looping Through Life is brought to you by the band Fictional Reality. Listen now on Spotify. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Looping Through Life, hitting yet another coaster dive today. Headed out to the Midwest this time, more specifically Ohio, to check out Orion, a wonderful, wonderful B&M coaster that costs almost as much as my student loans.
And just like your student loans, it'll leave you screaming with regret by the end. But hey, 300 feet, 91 miles an hour, and 0 emotional support dogs required. That's a win.
Either way, guys, we're heading into the deep dive of Orion. We're going to go over how it happened, the stats, whether you consider it a hyper or a giga, all that good jazz, guys.
So grab a drink, put those hands up, and let's take a coaster dive into the only thing at Kings Island that doesn't rattle like your mom's third marriage. Orion, baby. Let's go.
Orion, towering over Kings Island like a blue steel monument to speed, height, and just a little bit of classification controversy. This B&M creation launched in July 2020 and marked the park's first brand new coaster in over 6 years. But it wasn't just any coaster. Orion is one of only a handful of rides in the world to break the 300-foot barrier. A group of elite giants known as Giga coasters. Or is it? To fully appreciate Orion, we've got to rewind the clock. For years, coaster fans had begged Kings Island to build something huge. The park had a solid lineup, sure, but after Son of Beast was scrapped and Firehawk was removed in 2018, people were hungry for something bold. And then the teasers began. The marketing campaign for Orion was cryptic and clever. Posters with fake government logos, mysterious codes hidden in the park, themed warnings about an incoming celestial object. It all tied into a narrative about Project X, the code name for the ride during development. It built serious buzz among the coaster community and local fans alike. Finally, on August 15, 2019, Kings Island unveiled Orion to the world. Built by Bolliger and Mabillard, Orion would feature a 300-foot drop, speeds of up to 91 miles per hour, and over 5,300 feet of track. The ride would occupy the former site of Firehawk in the Coney Mall section of the park and act as the centerpiece of a newly created area called Area 72. The theme? Earth's last line of defense against intergalactic threats. And Orion is our escape vehicle. That's right. The name Orion isn't just a space nod. It ties directly into the story of humans fleeing Earth on a high-speed escape craft as a meteor threatens to obliterate civilization. Pretty bleak. Pretty awesome. Now, let's talk Q. Because this is where Orion really starts to stand apart. As you enter Area 72, you're greeted with the remnants of old NASA-style tech. Antennas, satellite dishes, glowing blue lights. It's like Stranger Things meets Space Mountain, except it doesn't suck. The queue winds through a mix of indoor and outdoor theming, including a research lab, briefing rooms, and mission control elements. There's even an animated screen that simulates a mission launch. It's immersive, especially by Cedar Fair standards, and it's one of the best queues the chain has ever pulled off. At the station, riders board sleek, futuristic trains with 8 cars per train, each seating 4 across. The trains are open and streamlined, typical of B&M Hyper and Giga models. They look sharp, and they feel fast. Because they are, after dispatch, you rise 287 feet to the top of the lift hill. Now, here's where the classification debate comes in. Orion has a lift height of 287 feet, not 300. That's where some people start getting nitpicky. By traditional definitions, a Giga coaster is any full-circuit roller coaster with a drop between 300 and 399 feet. And while Orion's height is 287, its first drop is 300 feet due to the terrain. So yes, by drop, it's a Giga, but by structure, it's not. This has sparked debates across the coaster world, with some fans insisting it's more of a Hyper Plus. Others argue that it earns its Giga badge fair and square. And they're right. Because every other Giga, including Millennium Force and Intimidator 305, are judged by their drop, not just their lift height. So yes, Orion is a Giga. Don't be that guy. Now, let's ride. After cresting the lift hill, the train dives into a 300-foot, 85-degree drop that rockets you to 91 miles per hour. That first drop is smooth, fast, and provides excellent airtime, especially in the back row. The next element is a massive wave turn that banks riders sideways while still maintaining speed. It's disorienting in the best way and showcases B&M's mastery of blending airtime with lateral forces. After that comes a turnaround and a low-to-the-ground speed hill, offering a sharp pop of airtime before diving into a series of high-speed elements, including an upward helix, a large banked turn, and a final series of small hills that deliver surprising floater air before hitting the brake run. Total ride time, about 3 minutes. Total smiles, depends on how dead inside you are, but usually a lot. Now, some critics claim Orion plays it a little safe. After all, it doesn't have the relentless intensity of Intimidator 305 or the ridiculous length of Steel Dragon 2000. It's not as twisty as Fury 325 either. But what Orion does deliver is balance. It's smooth, it's fast, it has airtime, and it's re-rideable as hell. And considering it's in the Midwest, that's already an achievement. The fact that Kings Island managed to create a coaster that's thrilling for enthusiasts and accessible for casual guests is a huge win. Plus, let's not forget, it opened in 2020, during the height of COVID restrictions. The fact that it launched at all was impressive. And for the record, the creator of this very channel, Ryan, was one of the first 100 people to ever ride Orion. That's right. While the rest of us were still wiping down groceries and rage-baking banana bread, he was out here riding a Giga coaster before most people even knew it was open. Respect. Orion represents something bigger than just another addition to Kings Island's already solid lineup. It's the park's tallest, fastest, and longest coaster to date. It's a symbol of progress, not just in ride technology, but in Cedar Fair's willingness to invest in deep theming, creative marketing, and genuinely thrilling experiences. And it cements Kings Island as a major player on the global coaster map. In conclusion, Orion is a Giga in all the ways that matter. It has the drop, the speed, the story, and the scale. Whether you're a stat junkie, a thrill seeker, or just a parent trying to bribe your kids with funnel cake and adrenaline, Orion delivers. It may not reinvent the Giga coaster formula, but it doesn't have to. Sometimes, just doing everything right is enough. So next time you're at Kings Island, skip the Skyline Chili and head straight for Area 72. Mission Control is waiting, and Orion's launch sequence is always armed. So next time you're at Kings Island, skip the Skyline Chili and head straight for Area 72. Mission Control is waiting, and Orion's launch sequence is always armed. And here's the thing. Orion might not be everyone's number one, but it does exactly what it was built to do. It thrills without trying to kill you. It's smooth without being boring. And it offers enough airtime to keep enthusiasts happy, while still being approachable for first-time riders who don't want to black out mid-helix. It's the perfect example of modern coaster design, calculated, refined, and engineered for broad appeal. It also fills a critical gap in the park's lineup. Between the classic wooden mayhem of the Beast, the looping insanity of Banshee, and the family-friendly charm of rides like Mystic Timbers, Orion adds that needed punch of raw speed and scale. It gives Kings Island bragging rights and puts a true Giga on the map for the Midwest. And if you're still arguing about the height classification, maybe it's time to ride it first, then complain. Preferably in the back row. At night. During a light drizzle. That's the sweet spot. Orion isn't just a ride, it's a milestone. And it's a damn fun one at that. That's a wrap into the coaster dive today. Now, it's back to the studio with Ryan and Ferris.
And that's going to be a wrap today, guys, into our deep dive into Orion, a Giga coaster that really threw my soul into the stratosphere.
Yeah, it's the closest you'll ever get to space or climaxing. Honestly, Orion's got more sustained airtime than your entire dating history has sustained effort.
Whether you're a diehard B&M fan or just a beginner or just somebody who pretends to know what Giga's about, Orion is a must-ride for you, and it proves that Kings Island is not defunct.
Except they were playing around when they called this a new themed area. It's a parking lot with LED strips, Chad, but the ride's solid, unlike your commitment issues. Catch you next time on Loopin' Through Life.